Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today I am going to be going over if Mike Pence had to take over the ticket for Donald Trump. So a lot of the reason why Joe Biden is going to win the election if Trump is on the ticket is because a lot of people are part of the Never Trump movement. Now, I'm going to be going over two scenarios with Mr. Mike Pence here. Number one, a scenario where he's like, hey, yo, I know y'all all hated Donald Trump, and trust me, I'm not like that. And then the other one would be where he tries to continue the legacy of Donald Trump. And both, I think, would see improvement in numbers, but I do not think that it would go too far. But yeah, let's get right into this. Okay. So, this would be if Mike Pence tried to continue the legacy of Donald Trump. Now, a lot of people hate Mike Pence. Some of those even support Donald Trump, who do not like Mike Pence as the vice president for a believed, because he is a strong homophobe, which I think would lower his numbers, especially if he tried to continue the legacy of Donald Trump. So this is what it would look like if he did try and continue the legacy of Donald Trump. Minnesota and Colorado, Nevada, and New Hampshire would all be likely. Now, on Mike Pence's part, the main second district would be lean or tilt for him. South Carolina would either be a likely or a lean. I'm going to put it as... And the polls are showing 7%, so I think Mike's numbers would drop, so I'm going to put that as lean. And in Georgia, he would win it by a very, very slim margin if he did try and continue the legacy of Donald Trump. And the Rust Belt would go to Joe Biden by quite a good margin. And Virginia, honestly, I think would be safe if he did try and continue the legacy of Donald Trump. Arizona would also be a lean. And then on Mike Pence's part, I would put Ohio. Honestly, I would put Ohio in Joe Biden's column if Mike Pence tried to continue the legacy of Donald Trump. Honestly, same thing with Iowa. And Nebraska's second district. And Florida, for sure. And then Texas, I'm just not ready to characterize it as Joe Biden. Especially not in 2020. And then NC, I could also see going to Joe Biden. So if Mike Pence did try to continue the legacy of Donald Trump, it would be very, very bad for him. And I don't know why that popped up. But then we would also see states like Indiana go to, likely. Missouri possibly even going lean, because the polls are only showing Donald Trump up by 5. Minnesota would go to likely. Or not Minnesota. Missouri. Oh my god, I cannot. I'm looking at the abbreviation and I'm thinking Minnesota and Missouri for some reason. Mississippi would go likely. Utah would go likely. Alaska could even go lean, but I think that would stay likely. Same thing with Kansas. And possibly even Arkansas from what the polls are showing, but I won't move that just yet because it's known as one of the most conservative places in America. But, yeah, if he did try to continue the legacy of Donald Trump, I couldn't even see him getting over 200 electoral votes. Obviously, it would be possible, but I think that it would be very, very hard for him if he did need to take over the ticket. Now, let's look at these other scenarios. Just need to unfavorite everything. It takes a little bit because I use my mouse for gaming, so I like good mouse. Okay. Now, this next scenario would be if he tried to throw Donald Trump's ideas out the window. If he was like, yeah, I know I was his vice president, but he did some pretty horrible things, so I'm going to try and continue the legacy of, say, Mitt Romney. Well, I think that would be a different story. I don't necessarily think that it would win him the election from how little time he would have to do that, but I think it would improve numbers significantly. Minnesota might go down to a lean. Iowa might go to a lean. Ohio might go to a tilt Republican. Maine second district might go to a lean. And a state like Nevada might go to a lean Democrat. Same thing with New Hampshire. could go to a lean Democrat. And Virginia could even go to likely. I don't see Virginia going into lean. I mean, I could, but won't happen. We could see even Colorado going to lean. New Mexico going to likely. We could see a state like Michigan go to lean or tilt. Same thing with Pennsylvania. And then down in Florida, we could also see that state either go to tilt or even go slightly to Mike Pence. And then we would see a state like Texas maybe go to lean, maybe. State like Georgia, stay tilt for Mike Pence. And honestly, with Mike Pence, I do not see any way Arizona does go to him, but tilt. And Wisconsin, we could even see that narrowly going to Mike Pence. Same thing with North Carolina. So if he did try and change his views, I could see a pathway to victory for Mike Pence. And that would most likely be winning Arizona and then winning Nebraska's 2nd district. I could see that happening. But if he does not try and continue the legacy of Donald Trump, I could see this happening. I could see Wisconsin turning red, with the rest of the Rust Belt voting blue. And it would not surprise me if Mike Pence did need to take over the ticket if this were the electoral map. Or even if Wisconsin went to Joe Biden. That would not surprise me. Or if Wisconsin went to Mike Pence, and so did Arizona. And Mike Pence narrowly won. But for now, I do think if Mike Pence had to take over the ticket, he would try and continue the legacy of Donald Trump, which would be absolutely horrible for him. So, personally, if he did need to take over the ticket, I do not think he would win. I think, if he tried to continue the legacy of Donald Trump, he would not win. And personally, I think, let me just change these states. Personally, I think that this would be the electoral map if he did need to take over the ticket. It would not look good for him. If he did need to take over, I think he would try and continue the legacy of Donald Trump, which would be an overall horrible idea if he did try and take over the ticket, which is what I would see happening if he did try and take over the ticket. Well, that is all for today's video. I would like to thank you guys for watching and hit that subscribe button and the like button. And I will see you guys either in a couple hours or tomorrow. Oh, my bad.